Today we're going to talk about the production of a very rare type of summer saxophone, the C Soprano. Many people aren't even aware that they were built, but there was a small number built in the 20s and early 30s, and then another batch produced in the 1950s. Production should really be divided into two areas. One is what I call pre-archive. The existing Selmer archive records start at serial number 5000. So any instrument built after that, I have a pretty good idea of the total numbers. Anything built before serial number 5000, I have to estimate the production based on observations of existing models that I've seen. So based on what I've seen, there appear to have been 4 small production batches built of C Sopranos. These would all be in the Model 22 range. Typical production batches for small production were 6 units each. So although I have only seen a handful, they indicate 4 batches, which suggest a total production of 24 units produced in the pre-archive era. After serial number 5000, there are another 30 instruments indicated. So it looks like there is a total of only about 54 C Sopranos ever built. So why would production have been so small? If we look at sale dates of the early batches of these C Sopranos, a pattern becomes apparent very quickly. In the 7000 serial number production batch, 6 instruments were produced. We would expect those to be sold in 1927 or 1928, but the sale dates reveal an interesting pattern. 2 were sold in 1927, 1 in 1936, 1 in 1944, and 1 in 1945. So it took 18 years to sell these 6 instruments. The next batch in the 8000 serial range is even more extreme. We would expect these instruments to be sold in 1928, but 1 was sold in 1945, 4 were sold in 1951, and 1 was sold in 1954. Now the sales that happened in the 50s indicate there must have been some small resurgence in interest. So 1 additional batch was produced in the 50s. These were all sold between 1955 and 1961. And that was it. Just 54 C Sopranos built. If we look at where these instruments are shipped, another pattern becomes evident. We have sales information for 22 of the 54 C Sopranos. 1 was sold to the US, 1 to Argentina, and the rest were sold to Europe. So how many C Sopranos still exist of the total potential production of 54 units? Well, I have photos of 11 of them, so we know those are still around. If anybody out there knows of, owns, or sees a C Soprano, please get in touch with me. Every additional instrument will help bring more light to this most rare of Selmer production.